Welcome to the Shirts and Skins podcast. We are your hosts, Tori, Devin, and Josh. And Josh, go ahead and bring it up.
The 3-0?
Let's go. No, let's bring that out. Hold on. For those that are watching our YouTube channel, Josh, read it off. What are we going to do next Tuesday on video?
Unfortunately,
this greatness, the 2021 One Chip Challenge, the Carolina Reaper, Scorpion Pepper. I'm not going to lie. I mean, even the box says this chip will destroy you. So next week we're going to post this. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be quite comical to say the least.
So we were going to do it this time live on video, but one of us punked out. I'll let you guys decide. It wasn't me though.
I feel like it's one of those things you have to prepare for.
All right, he may have just outed himself, that person who it was.
So at the same time, I told him, I was like, there's something we got to prepare for. This can't be taken lightly. These guys don't mess around with spicy foods. They don't know what they're about to get into. I wanted to let them know that, hey, you should think about this before you make these rash decisions.
You just got to do stupid things, Devin. You know about doing stupid things.
I know.
Speaking from someone who's already incinerated their intestines in colon, Devin, tell them what it's all about.
So speaking for a guy who actually has to work the next day and do manual labor, I don't want to eat a spicy chip just yet.
It's just one chip. It's not a bag of chips.
That's true.
I can't wait to eat that on the next video.
I hate it so much.
It's going to be awesome.
We're going to buy 3 half gallons of milk, Josh said. And
look for this. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait.
I feel like whoever gets the most picks wrong this week needs to eat the other person.
Just might as well.
I mean,
are you gonna finish that?
If not, pass it on over this way. All right, so let's start our football talk. So week 3 just ended. I have a question for Josh. Josh, how does it feel? Your Raiders, they just defeated the Dolphins. Hold on real quick. How does it feel to be 1 win away from being the AFC West Division champs?
I mean, first off, there's only 5 teams that are 3-0, and it's not the Bears and it's not the Steelers, correct?
We were 11-0 last year, and you've seen where that got us.
So we're talking about this year, and we're talking about now it matters. Last year was a fluke. That didn't matter. 3-0.
3-0.
Beating some good teams. I mean,
are you calling the Steelers a good team?
We beat the Steelers.
Yeah.
And they were healthier at the time. I mean,
give or take.
Healthier.
Did you almost lose to the Dolphins?
Did we win?
Did you?
Dolphins with Brissett is better than a Dolphins with a Tua. I'll tell you that.
Are they?
I was hoping for Tua to be in that game because Tua is trash.
He is.
Nope.
So is Brissett.
I'm not hearing that. Continue.
Tua is bad. So, anyways,
Tua is pretty bad.
So
he's like a worse Hurts. Hurts to watch Tua.
Like looking through the schedule, I don't think we're gonna lose for the next 6-7 games.
6-7 games. So you're not gonna lose to the Chargers?
No. So we're gonna beat the Chargers. That's
Monday night.
Not even worried about that game.
I can see you dropping 3 and being the same 6-3.
So you're doubling down on Raiders? You're doubling down on the Raiders on the sheets?
It's not better, though.
The Raiders are going to win, Devin.
Are you doubling down on the Raiders on the sheets? If you were to do some pick'em sheets, would you double down on the Raiders for money?
It would cross my mind.
So if this was the largest pot week 4 for, I don't know, over $300, and you were like, I don't know, I think the Raiders are going to win twice, I'm going to really double down on the Raiders. I'm not going to change that. Out of all the games this week,
I feel like you're trying to talk you into a bet.
That's what I mean.
So you because have 300 that you can lose.
No. So we do a pick'em with work and a few other people, and the pot is going to be up to over $300 this week.
Oh.
So he's saying if I do, am I going to pick the Raiders on both of them? No, because I feel like that'd be foolish. Because what if Derek Carr goes down and somehow the Chargers do pull this off?
Yeah, what if
there's that
the
chance?
only way it could happen.
Right. Of course.
Right. Okay. I didn't think about that. I
mean, you got to think about that. You know, I mean, there's that chance that Carr might get hurt. You know, the future MVP, the 2021-2022 MVP might go down.
It's funny you say that. 2021, over Stafford, over now Aaron Rodgers is back. Yes.
Brady as well.
Not as of right now, they're going to give it to Stafford, but
it's crazy.
As he's going to keep climbing.
Bro, that chip's going to kill the last bit of your brain cells.
But I mean, I'm looking
That's why we're doing it at the end of the podcast.
No, for sure. Yeah, end of the podcast. No.
We will not have throats in order to speak.
No, I'm going to be dead, so I already know that.
So it'll be at the end. We're going to take it out outside in front of Josh's lawn. He already designated the zone for us in case we need to expel some and some.
It's going to be a lot of tears and snot. It's like being a Steelers fan right now.
It's horrible. It's horrible. That's why every year is a new year, and go Rams.
All right, so let's run down the list of the 3-0 teams. We got the Raiders, Rams, Denver, Carolina, Arizona. So real quick shout out to Tyler Dreger and also Joseph Stumper for being at the Arizona Cardinals and Jacksonville Jaguars game. What a game. You guys got to see 109 yard kick return for 6.
And it was that half was a close
scary
game.
Scary halftime.
Like you had to be nervous a little bit going into that.
I texted you. I was like, oh man, I wish I had Joe's number right now.
I texted Joe and I was like, hey, well, at least you got to see a great play. Like,
if not a W, at least you get that.
Exactly.
Here's the deal. It takes a lot of stones to try and kick that field goal from that far, like regardless. But outside...
Right.
Come on, man. Like, your chance of having it returned on you for 6 is way higher than you actually making that outside.
And that's what they're saying about, like,
unless
when you kick
100%
unless you got, like,
wind
a great,
behind you at 15 miles an hour, which you don't in Florida.
And that's what's crazy is, like, you know, you being a Bears fan, you seen Devin Hester do it. You like
love it. Kick it in.
You put that guy back there, and if he misses, who's going to chase him down? The other 7 linemen, the other backup quarterback, or the punter?
It's not like the kickoff team, actually practices tackle.
Well, it has linebackers, cornerbacks, running backs,
defense.
Some kind of speed.
These guys are supposed to be put out there to block the kick. To block for the kicker. They're not supposed to chase down the guy in case he's, like, returning it.
Like, I feel like in that situation, you have to have at least, like, those 2 guys that... Like you can put in there
in that
to
situation, you have to kneel the ball and go to halftime.
Well, I agree there. You don't take the chance.
You need like Metcalf. You know, you need like a big body, 4'4", 4'5", fast guy.
Someone that's gonna run you down.
Right, you need that guy.
The Cardinals, whenever he chased him down.
Exactly, you need that guy.
There's a reason that they would put like Megatron back there for
Hail Mary kind of.
Maybe he'll go up and snag it down and pick it off himself.
But yeah, that was an insane play. It really just
it don't happen. It don't happen maybe once or twice a year, if that.
Right.
And when they do catch that kick, to return it as well, that's when it's
all time.
Very, very, very rare.
And 109, you can't go any farther than that.
Yeah, that's the deepest you could possibly, tying the record. Like, just incredible play. Like, at least you were there to see that.
Did the Lions put anyone back when Justin Tucker?
I don't
kicked?
know. That's a good question.
I wonder. Now that I think about it, when we were talking about it, I didn't really think.
I didn't even pay attention to that because I was just so like.
They just figured Justin Tucker was.
Yeah, so Justin Tucker's going to make this.
They were in a dome.
66 yards, bro.
No, it's 66 yards. Don't get me wrong. But again, like, you're not kicking into the wind or into the side wind. Yeah. Like, the ball carries different in a dome than it does outside.
Yeah, but I mean, 66 yards, bro. You thought he was going to come up short. He thought he was.
I thought it was short.
Absolutely. The refs thought it was short.
I thought it was short. Even the Detroit
weren't even sure about
the Detroit radio guys said it was short. Like, they were cheering, and then when they found out it was good, like you could.
Yeah, he had the perfect rotation.
It was good.
Yeah, he had the perfect rotation. The perfect rotation. The perfect rotation. Once it hit the cross beam, it was
like a different kind of doink. You know, like
a Detroit Lions writer said that there was a delay game, but what's the source?
I mean, there was a delay of game. Now the question is,
they also said it was the play clock that didn't adjust.
Right. The question is, because I will say the reason why maybe it wasn't is because the Detroit sideline wasn't going crazy. Like, you would think if it's going 3 seconds past, because it had to be 2 or 3 seconds past
what
the TV,
at the referees and
past what the TV was saying compared to what their reaction is. Like, they didn't even react. They weren't going crazy.
Don't leave the game in the hands of the refs.
Agreed, 100%. You never.
Like we said, someone said something on the page, and it was like, how do you think the Saints feel? How do you think this? Sometimes, even in fight cards, you go to the judges.
You never put in the refs' hands. That's always the number one rule.
Man, the
biggest thing that I always hear in sports is like, we don't want reviews.
Right.
And so it's like, well then.
So it's
you're not going to review it.
You're
not going to change the call, right? So just,
don't let them get down to the 35-yard line, and it's like. You mean the 55-yard line? Like, that's a little game changer. That's a game changer, but
yeah. You did already convert a 4th and 19.
Right.
So it's like, hey, ball don't lie. In this instant, you just got to leave it up to the play.
So the better team won.
The right team won.
Right.
So back to these 3-0s.
Real quick, can I just say, Devin Parsons, speaking of still Arizona here, you want to tell Joseph Stumper something, right? Don't you have an acronym, or not an acronym, don't you have a new name for the Arizona Cardinals?
So does Arizona remind you of a college team? If any college
feel like
team,
they fight in their games.
I feel like Arizona
They might not
is
be-
like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish of the NFL. Like,
Elaborate.
Like, they could get there, right? Like, to the playoffs. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's where they're going to... It's just going to stop. It's just going to stop right there immediately, because then...
And then we all know who we thought they were the whole time?
The whole time. It's
They
like...
are who we thought they were.
Wow.
Like my boy Denny Green.
Are they the Arizona Eagles? Who are they? Are they
Joe's on his way, right? He's joining us.
the Arizona-
He's here any minute.
Has to be.
The Arizona Fighting Cardinals.
And we'll speak more.
Whoa.
We'll speak more of that coming in week 4. You know, when they play, you know, my new 2021 team, the Rams. You know what I mean? Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald.
be a rough
Which you know where Aaron Donald came from, Pittsburgh, right? You know what I mean? So ties everywhere, ties.
Oh, it's
All
coming
your
back.
teams have ties.
Yeah, there's ties.
AFC,
Yeah,
NFC,
yeah,
your college
yeah.
teams, where you're from.
Wait till basketball starts, y'all. You won't want to miss that.
Josh, going back. Go ahead. Take us
So,
off 3-0 teams. Let's go.
Back to our 3-0 teams. I'm going to ask you guys, so are any of these teams serious contenders at 3-0 out of
Rams.
So we'll take the Rams away, because
I'm
I
going
think
to
all
double
of
down
us
and say Rams.
I think all of us are on the Rams for sure. I mean, 3 of us, if you want to say Joe Stumper,
I
out
think
of the
Arizona.
4,
I think
have them going to the Super Bowl. So
I think the Raiders, if they can keep getting in these tight fight battles at the end and close fight wins, and this is what they need. This is that team that could actually make a little run.
So what I'm going to say here, is going to come off as blasphemous in your opinions.
Homerism.
Can we say that Carr may be on an Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady level in the fourth quarter of you don't give him the ball with that minute and a half left?
No.
So what he's
Because
doing,
he's done it.
No, so what he's doing different than
The
Aaron
most
Rodgers right now
fourth quarter comeback
is, you know, he's looking like Aaron Rodgers is looking for Adams, which he did against the 49ers. He went to him back-to-back times. Right. What Carr is doing, he's looking for Waller. He's looking for Ruggs. He's looking for Renfro. It's looking good. It's looking good, and he's making the right decision at the end of the game.
4 receivers with 200 yards on pace for it'll be the first time ever. It's not going to happen, but
we're
on
only 3
pace
games
right
in.
now.
But there's an extra game.
On pace to be right now, they'd be the
There's an
first team to
extra
ever have 4 receivers with 1,000 yards. Really, and they don't have their running back. Once the running back comes in, I think those passings are going to come down. He's thrown 400 yards for 3 games.
Well, I mean,
He's already got 1,200 yards.
played
I mean,
3 solid defenses. Like, whether you think Miami has a solid defense or
they
not,
do.
because they just got
They
whooped up
do.
by the Bills. Like,
It's the Bills.
they have deep corners.
Supposed to work.
They have pretty decent linebacking crew. Like, the Miami Dolphins aren't a slouch on defense. And to go and throw
coming into this
350
year, I'm
yards,
sure people would have said they're a top 5
Yeah.
defense.
Exactly.
the Steelers,
You
they have a
gotta
good
keep it
defense
the
with
same.
injuries or not. They still have a good scheme. They still have play zone blitz. It's still tough to go in there and play against that defense. Still went for 300 plus yards, and they do it against the Ravens too. But now the Ravens, I think the Ravens are getting a little bit better corner play right now, and I actually think the Ravens learned from that game. And we'll see where the Ravens go. And I actually have the Ravens knocking off the Broncos. So I think they're going to be undefeated no longer. I believe Carolina gets knocked off by Dallas. They're going to be undefeated no longer. And Rams or Arizona, I have Rams, but Rams or Arizona is going to get knocked off.
Right.
So it's going to come down to,
one of
will
those
the Raiders beat the Chargers, which I think is a toss-up game. That's why I was giving you
Big
crap.
time toss-up game.
It's a toss-up
Big
game to
time
me.
toss-up game, for
So those undefeated teams, you might have no undefeated
I mean,
teams
as a Raiders
besides
fan,
a
I have
Rams
to
or
say the
Arizona
Raiders
team.
are going to win.
Right.
But really, I mean, from a non-biased standpoint, I 100% agree. I think that's a coin
Bro, there's
flip
going to be
game.
some great quarterback play in that division.
That division has
Mahomes,
ridiculous
Herbert, Carr right now. Like,
and Teddy Bridgewater, 0 interceptions.
Yeah.
He's averaging like 250 yards throwing.
looks healthy.
He looks good. They're
the
not
only
looking
thing
bad
is-
at all. But
the only
they're
thing
injured
is-
at wide receiver.
Yeah,
bad.
they just lost Hamler and they lost
They already lost Judy.
Judy. So now you got Sutton and you got Patrick back where you were 2 years ago.
Right.
You drafted your wide receivers because you didn't trust Sutton. Well, you trust Sutton, but
You needed more. You
needed
that
a route
extra.
runner. You needed,
right.
and then you got Patrick, but Patrick's just a lesser Sutton.
Right.
So you still got Fant, And we'll see what the run game does for them, but their defense is playing tough too. We'll see, man. It's still tough. It's still tough to play in Denver as well. So
both of them, the Western conferences right now are just looking outstanding. Minus the Chiefs, which I know they're 1-2. The record shows 1-2.
Right.
They are not a 1-2 team.
The biggest, this is only week 3 team. Come on, man.
I cannot imagine the end of the year that they're going to be the cellar dweller of the AFC.
Yeah,
West.
and your Josh Gordon jersey's on the way, right?
Gotta be.
God, why did he have to go to the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Completely understand why.
Right.
But why?
Of all teams, it's
Le'Veon
crazy.
Bell went there.
Bro, what's crazy is like they were talking about Martavius Bryant getting brought back in too. It's like Green Bay's not even looking at Josh Gordon or Martavius Bryant.
Right.
Like, this is why Aaron Rodgers wants to leave. Like
you brought him Randall Cobb. Yes, he asked for that. That's because he knows he's not going to get nothing else.
Right. Thanks for bringing in this guy we paid $500,000 for. Thanks. Hopefully he's something like he was 10 years ago. But, yeah, we'll see where it goes. And like you said, the West teams right now are fire, man. You got the 49ers in Seattle playing, and you got the Rams in Arizona playing. We're about to see where that division's at.
Let's go ahead and let's keep on the same pace here. So Chargers and KC, they came out, they played each other. A surprisingly super tight game. They did hand Kansas City a loss. What was your biggest takeaway there? What was your biggest surprise?
The Chargers play tight ends really well. And Derwin James actually got hurt, and they still played the tight ends really well, which kind of scares me against Waller. But they do that because they have Waller and Kelsey in that division. And they look good, man. Allen, Eckler, Herbert, their line.
Mike Williams has looked incredible.
Mike Williams and Kupp right now are fantasy just dynasty right now. Like, if you got them, they're gold. Like, that's gold pickups right there. And if we're talking fantasy, I think you had a shout-out, Josh.
Oh, Paul Wicker. That's my boy. Look. So everybody talking
Joe's
trash.
Just getting beat up on this podcast.
Everyone's talking trash to our Shirts and Skins troll. He brings it on himself, but he's backing it up this time.
He's backing it up.
Listen, I mean, he beat you, Devin.
I know, unfortunately.
He beat Joe Stumper. Now
I'm just waiting for him to take out Travis.
That's to say. Now he's got Travis.
Hey, if he goes 3-0,
if he goes for the trifecta against everyone that was kind of coming at him, and he even had McCaffrey only give him 6 points. McCaffrey's out, so we'll see where his team's at after that. That's a big injury.
I'm pretty sure this man had Josh Allen and Cooper Kupp and McCaffrey. And McCaffrey got hurt, but he still put up like 75 points with Kupp and
right.
and Allen.
He had the best game he could have.
It was crazy.
And
like when you play fantasy, like, it's so crazy how it works where you could just make one wrong move. Like, one game.
Oh, those
bro, I had 20 points. I had 20 points with Saints defense, and I don't know why I didn't put them in. I just didn't, and it's just like, I don't know if I played the Steelers or 49ers or something, but it just didn't really make sense.
Right.
But did it make sense at the time? Because it's like, I seen what the Saints did previous
2 weeks ago, the Saints defense looked like poo-poo, and then they come out against the Patriots and look like world beaters.
Right. Well, so you just never really know. And then week one is when I played Paul, and I had 50 points on the bench because you just, who knew Deebo Samuel was going to go for 12 receptions, 190 yards?
Well, you should have. You drafted him.
But I drafted so well,
that's what it was.
It's
too many great players.
Too many great wideouts. See, my problem is running game right now. But at the end of the day, the man's backing it up. But like I said on the post, you get hot too early, and that's what I'm scared of.
It's playoffs.
I'm undefeated in 2 of my leagues, and I'm like, and I got 1 loss in one of my leagues, and I'm looking good. Like, I got the most points by like 150 points, and I got 1 loss.
And you're like,
and I'm just like,
too hot too early.
Too hot too early, man. Too hot too early, and it sucks,
like the Steelers of last year.
Right, exactly.
Tell you what I really want to talk about there. So that last drive with Herbert and the Chargers against Kansas City, what was going through your guys' mind when there's less than a minute left? The game is over.
Same thing that happened with 49ers. Same thing.
The game's over, and they just keep chucking it.
Too much time.
Kept throwing.
Too much time.
Well, that's
the
what
Chiefs'
was blowing my mind.
defense looks very suspect, which they've always been kind of iffy, but their offense has been so good that it didn't matter. And
did you watch
2 games in a row? Yes. 2 games in a row, Tyreek Hill hasn't shown up.
Yeah.
They're showing if you can shut down Tyreek Hill, you shut down the passing game for the Chiefs.
Yeah, the quick offense, yeah.
They're giving the blueprint. I mean, I don't know how easy that's going to be to keep up. I mean, Tyreek's got to go off eventually.
What was really getting me was the Chargers offense. So they're like on the 30, and it's like, all right, that's field goal range. That's money. This game's over.
And they're going for it.
Run, kick.
Yeah.
And it's over with. And he fade route. I'm like, oh.
Like,
and he caught it on the 2-yard line. I'm like, all right, dude, this is an extra point. This is an extra point. This game is over. Fade route, throws it in the end zone. I'm like, dude, the stories on these guys.
Very ballsy, and I think those are what you have to do whenever you're playing a Chiefs.
And let me get to that, because they come out to kick the extra point, and the guy misses the extra point. So at the same time, I'm looking at this, and I can't figure out what's going on, and then it's like, oh, you had zero faith in him, and he just proved why you had zero faith. And you just like, what?
You know what happened is fantasy implications came into play, and I had the kicker.
Hey, I need that touchdown. Listen, you gotta throw that.
You gotta give it to Mike Williams again, and I need a Herbert-Mike Williams connection.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
And then if you could just miss the extra point for my other league, money.
Like,
I was really hoping.
You just let it run out and kick it. No, you don't. You throw it in the end zone, and then you let him miss the extra point afterwards, and
to
you
make it exciting.
40 seconds on the clock for Mahomes, who wasn't Rodgers this week.
No.
Go on.
I was really hoping that Herbert wouldn't be what he is. Like, I was hoping for that sophomore slump.
Well, yeah, because he's in your division.
Exactly. So I was really hoping he would have that sophomore slump.
And they should have beat Dallas too.
Yeah.
So they're looking good.
They're looking incredible. I hate that.
We'll see if the Phillip Rivers Chargers comes to play though.
Right. If they find that way to lose like they always do.
Like last year.
Wait, who's leading that division?
I mean, obviously, it's the Raider Nation.
Yeah, it's the Raiders
sitting on top.
What is supposed to be Chiefs at the top, and then Chargers, and then Raiders? I feel like we had this conversation a couple weeks ago.
That's what's amazing about this. Seeing the Chiefs on the bottom at the beginning of the year. I know it's 3 games in. Don't get me wrong, but even 3 games in, absolutely no one would say Chiefs are going to be the bottom.
The Broncos are there.
Broncos would definitely as Broncos. Raiders.
Now let's talk about the Broncos record. The 0-9, the 0-9.
Right, they're 3-0, but they played teams that are 0-9. They're playing winless teams.
Right.
This is their first big test against the Ravens.
Yeah, you got to play who you got to play.
You got to play who's in front of you. That's the biggest thing.
They don't make the schedule.
Thankfully, the Raiders get to play those bad teams as well. We just didn't.
It's better to beat a bad team than to lose to them.
You're absolutely. There's no such thing as a bad win.
Nope.
There's just bad losses for other teams.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Agreed.
So
seen it twice.
Those Browns, man.
So with this one, the Broncos, they play the Ravens next, and then they play the Steelers. I'm hoping by then the Steelers are a little bit more healthy. They get a couple guys back, so we can really kind of see.
That Broncos Steelers game should be a solid 9-3,
right?
Yeah,
it's a couple good defenses.
Yeah,
that'll be an interesting game to watch. But this next one is a huge test for the Broncos to me to see if they're really.
I do too.
That team,
and like I said, I have the Ravens winning that. Shout out to the Broncos. I have the Ravens winning it.
Here's my apprehension with the Ravens is they went out there in a hard-fought, incredible game. They beat Kansas City, and then it took 66 yards and maybe a delay of game penalty that got overlooked in order to beat the Lions. I'm not entirely sold on the Ravens at the moment, especially as they're going to run into this Denver team.
I don't think the Lions are an 0-3 team. I think they're better than an 0-3 team.
I agree.
I think the Lions have fight in them. I believe the Lions are going to get a couple good wins in here, and they're going to knock somebody out that you wouldn't think the Lions should. They're getting closer and closer, and they're pulling together with no names at wide out.
So who's looked good for them is the first round pick that you knocked. Penei Sewell's looked actually quite incredible for them through the first 2 games. I don't know what he did the third game, but the first 2 games for sure he didn't give up a sack, and he hasn't given up a sack in I think it's 3 years.
And that's because they're still double teaming with him.
And say what you want. He's not allowing sacks. He looks good.
It's easy to not allow sacks when you have help and you're having chips.
It's harder when your quarterback scrambles a lot, though.
You're Detroit.
It's hard to know where he's going to go into blocking.
You're still Detroit, and you know that they're not worried about you throwing the ball, so they're going to bring a lot of blitzes your way. And he looks.
Which kudos to Lamar Jackson because he's. I know he's an MVP. And I'm personally a big fan of Lamar Jackson, but just being honest, if Lamar Jackson's my quarterback with a 2-minute drive to go,
I'm not extremely confident, but he did.
I'm not extremely confident. That's a good way to put it. I'm not extremely confident.
He has some beautiful passes this week. I'll give him props for some passes.
He really did.
That Hollywood Brown dropped.
That was impressive. And that's the problem is that Hollywood Brown dropped 2 really big passes.
Like in his hands. One wasn't like a perfect, but it was good enough to where
he
he
didn't bring his
catch.
girlfriends to this game.
The second pass, when he was wide open for the touchdown, and it just hit his hands and bounced out, I was like, bro. But the problem is you don't really have a lot of receivers that want to go there because you don't know what Lamar you're going to get. From week to week, he's kind of iffy.
If he gets it to you, though. But I understand.
So,
all right, and then let's jump on over to the Steelers real quick. I don't know, outside of last year's playoffs, when they took Drew Brees off the field and Jameis Winston threw a 70-yard bomb, and I look at Drew Brees and I'm like, that's actually your own team slapping you in the face, and we can't do this with you because you can't throw past 10 yards. Looking at Big Ben drop back, take 4 steps, and fall over, completely untouched. I don't know if Devin maybe clear this up for me. Is Big Ben done?
So he's not done, but this will be his last year.
Fair enough.
So like he's still passing. He's still passing for 300 yards. It's short.
is there a point in the season?
Yes, when he fell
where
over
you want to see Dwayne Haskins? Like, is there a point? Is there a record you want to see what he's going to be?
No, it don't matter. Even if we lose all the rest of the games.
Bro,
they're not good. Like I said, like, bro, there's someone we have to go get out there.
But I mean, eventually you got to see if he can be that guy.
He's not. That's why he's only signed to 1 year. Mason Rudolph's not the answer either.
No.
We even tried to do the whole thing that I think we almost wanted to start it with the Mason Rudolph James Washington connection from Oklahoma State.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
that would have made sense.
Nothing. There's
bigger rumors now. Deshaun Watson.
It'd be great.
Saying they're
I said, what people don't realize is Big Ben is like top 3 in salary cap right now for quarterbacks. Like he's right behind like Russell Wilson, obviously Pat Mahomes. Like I believe he's like 3 or 4 right there, the top salaries right now.
He's taking a pay cut too, right? Didn't he?
I don't think he took a pay cut because he's still at like 31.5 million. It's a lot. Like he
might have restructured it, but it's still a cap hit.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like you have 31, let's say, million.
Right.
You can go grab any quarterback you want, whether it's Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun, whether I was just jokingly saying I seen someone say Jimmy G, which could make sense. They went out and got somebody. We need something.
I wouldn't like it. Well, here's the deal. And like on an honest note, I know
at this point in his career, that's an upgrade over Ben Roethlisberger, though.
I think a lot of QBs would. I mean, again, that's why we're asking, is it Haskins? Like, would he be an upgrade?
But is he? Possibly. He's still the game manager. He's still the leader of the team. He's still, they're calling him coach. Like, he's the old man. But people can knock him all they want. He's still passing for 300 yards. He's probably still top 10 passing right now. Whether we're losing, winning, not, whatever. He's still in talks of leading passing right now.
And here's the deal: like, it wouldn't have been that funny, like if it hadn't been Big Ben, and that's right.
Well, listen, hold on.
We all know this.
Daniel Jones got tackled by the same guy.
The turf monster got him.
The same guy. And
but we're
talking about a 15-year age.
We're talking about like a 60-yard sprint. I'm talking about a 4-step drop.
I'm talking about he fell on his own. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, you know what? Big Ben completed that pass. But now let me say this. So Mike Tomlin, he knows nothing other than winning most games and basically making the playoffs with Big Ben. And so I don't see there being a change at all because there's a built-in trust there. And unless Mike Tomlin's is on a hot seat in some way, I don't see a change because it doesn't make sense for him to start anyone
he's
other
not going to
than
be in a hot seat.
The guy he's always had with, and he's always won 2 out of every 3 games.
When this man says he has like something wrong with his pectoral muscle or whatever, I'm telling you, it's probably like a bruised or fractured clavicle in his throwing arm. Like it's probably something like super serious. Yeah, and they're like, you know what? We trust you more than we trust these other 2 guys.
Exactly. It's built in. You've established as a Steeler fan, the Steel Curtain, Pittsburgh. You've established over the last 10 years your winning ways of being above 500.
Why you don't guarantee a whole bunch of money to a linebacker
with Big Ben,
who's now missed 2 games? You paid him all this money. T.J. Watt is a game changer, and
sitting out all that training camp and everything.
But he was practicing. He was practicing.
Was he? So was it up until the games were about to start?
How much was he practicing?
Right.
Well, you just don't know, man. And
he is a huge game changer. I will say that completely. You need him on the field.
You need him on the field, man. You need him on the field. You need Tuitt on the field. if you're Minka Fitzpatrick, you don't let Ruggs get behind you. There's all kinds of things. Steelers defense is going to win them, and I said it a long time ago. Once we get our defense, because our defense started falling off and our offense started picking up, once we got our defense tightened up, our offense was going to fall out.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening.
It's the Pittsburgh way.
So it is what it is. Age, experience, young O-line. Like I said, man, you just got to go out here and you just got to love the game and follow fantasy,
Tough
talk
division.
crap,
Well, yeah.
talk
What
crap
if you start
about.
out 1-5 and then you go 11-0? Wouldn't that be better?
I'm down. I'm down.
So maybe that's what's going to happen
I'm down.
in Pittsburgh. All right. So we had the big heavyweight bout of the conference championship favorites between the Buccaneers and the Rams. A bigger game for the Rams than the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers did win the Super Bowl, but however, this is like the only team, maybe the only team in history. Oh, actually, I guess second. No, it's got to be the
Oh,
because the Buccaneers actually are the defending Super Bowl champs. They brought all 11 back on offense
their entire
and
team.
defense.
Yeah.
And so they brought all starters back, and then the Rams showed out, and they put it on them. Now, what I can't say...
it's amazing what a Jared Goff compared to a Matt Stafford can do.
You know what's also amazing is Tom Brady led the Buccaneers in rushing.
Yes.
And rushing
What, 17
touchdowns.
yards?
Yeah.
That
on,
is
man.
embarrassing as a team.
What they're waiting for is playoff Lenny. So that's Leonard Fournette. We don't need him regular season. It's playoff Lenny. Like
don't need him.
Playoff Rondo. He'll rip James Harden 5 times in a playoff game, hit 3 threes.
Deshaun Jackson let everybody know that he's still around.
Deshaun
You had
Jackson's out there, still the fastest
Cooper
guy on
Kupp
the
out
field.
there. The Bucs defense, I would be nervous if I'm a Bucs fan. I don't know what the
look
difference
old.
from last year to this year. Again, last year their secondary was still questionable to me.
Week 3.
It was
they
the
look
front
old.
seven.
Just
The
week
pressure.
3.
Yeah, the pressure.
It was the front seven. They got a lot of pressure. It doesn't seem like
Yeah.
they're getting that same pressure.
You're not hearing
this time from them.
JPP's name being
Right.
called. You're not hearing Barrett's name being called. You're hearing White, but White's a coverage.
He's a
tackling side to
linebacker.
side.
Yeah, right.
It's not like TJ Watt, like a straight pressure.
Right.
So he's still playing hard. Their
that
secondary.
Steelers talk again.
There's.
Creeping in.
I'm just to compare. You know. Their secondary not looking too good, man. Whether
their
it's
secondary looks
Jackson,
shady.
who's 40 years old, burning them. Cooper Kupp running the same route over and over again, burning them.
And the Rams defense just looked good.
Right.
Like
It was a
I hear that there's talks that if AB was playing that they would have won. I don't think
No.
one player would have made a difference.
No.
They would have had a little bit better offense, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
But I'm not going to say they would have won
24.
that game because of that one player. Because their defense still looked bad. He doesn't play defense.
Gronk had some drops. He got hit. He got lit up.
smacked.
Yeah, he got lit up pretty good. They played good, man. They played good. Mike Evans, he was getting shadowed there for a little bit by Ramsey. Godwin probably is the only one that showed out. I don't know, man. I see the Rams being a force to be reckoned with the Bucs, whether they're at full force, because the Bucs still they have a really hurt secondary, just like the 49ers.
Right.
49ers, they have a really hurt secondary.
Here's my fear. There was a bigger game for the Rams because they needed to show that they can compete with the Kansas Cities and the
Right.
Tampa Bay of last year. The Buccaneers didn't really need that one. They're 2-1. But at the same time, they got a feel for it. All right, now we have a chip on our shoulder. We know that this team is serious. And what happened when the Buccaneers went last year and they lost to Green Bay and then they lost to New Orleans and then they
Whooped up
beat
on
them
them.
all the
Yeah.
way through into the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so, again, it really is just bulletin board material for the Bucs. But at the same time,
And look at the divisions.
this is exactly why the Rams got Matt Stafford.
Yeah, but look at the
Sean
divisions.
McVay is just loving his life right now, just being able
The Rams are in such a tough division. They're
have
going to
a
beat up
lot
each other.
harder-
Arizona, 49ers, Seattle.
A lot harder road to
You're
get.
talking about
much harder.
New Orleans.
we
We
don't know who they are from week to
Aaron
week.
But they don't have.
Wasn't
They don't,
completely healthy last year.
they
in the
don't really.
playoffs.
They don't really have.
The Saints,
That
we
was
don't know
like a
who they
long
are.
season.
Yeah, you don't really have any
Road.
offense. You don't
The
really have
Falcons
any
are trash.
wideouts. Falcons, you already seen that. And then Carolina.
And the Falcons actually
Carolina,
have an easy
McCaff-
road for the next 9 straight games. Now,
But
again,
when
I
you
know
say
But they
easy,
barely beat the
Falcons,
Giants.
I know, but I'm saying if they go on a run, don't be surprised because their schedule is extremely easy.
The thing with them
I
is
think
they
they're about
barely
to lose
beat
to the football team.
They barely beat the Giants.
Kyle Pitts is about to ask for a trade. I'm just gonna say no.
He's not even doing that well.
No, I haven't. Heard
I
his
think
name.
he's a
His
bust.
quarterback's on his face.
Get up.
Throw it again. No, I'm talking Justin Fields. That's my bad. The game
Who
felt slow,
about?
and the guy got
Are you
sacked
talking about
9 times.
one yard?
Sped up.
What did they say? One total yard?
1 total yard.
How old is he? Is he washed up already? Talk about my quarterback.
Bro, 9 times.
Matt Nagy's going to be fired if we lose to the Rams or to the Lions.
9 times is ridiculous.
Right.
Bro, 5 times, 4.5. 5 times to Garrett. Like, can somebody block that man? No.
How are you not chipping, double teaming, leaving the tight end and the running back in there?
Just let him go free and run around him or something.
Just let him run.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do more RPOs. Dude,
why can't you do
it wasn't
like
working because we couldn't run.
why
either,
can't
so
you do
they're
like
I don't care.
Matt Nagy? He does dumb stuff all the time. Why didn't you do like that one like lineman quarterback thing where like only one lineman lines up, everyone else lines up over there? Like he could have did something.
That's the thing. So Matt Nagy said he's taking over the play calling.
Right.
All right,
worked
buddy.
out.
That's all on you then. And then now he rolls out this week in perfect Matt Nagy fashion. You know what? All 3 QBs are going to be competing for the spot.
it's tragedy.
Come on, man.
He
Pick
knows
a
who's
starter for the
he
first
knows
time
who's
in your
starting.
life.
He knows who's starting, and the team probably knows who's starting. But now you're playing the mind games. This is a big game for him. He knows what. This is a genius coach right here.
It is a
genius
big
coach
game
move.
for him. It's a
Nick
big
Foles
game for
starting.
him.
Nick Foles is starting, bud.
This guy knows what he's doing.
and then Nick
Genius
Foles
move.
is going to
And-
get injured.
Speaking of
Nick Foles is going to get injured, and then Fields goes back in.
Hashtag Furious Fields was trending all over Twitter because he went over to the line after getting sacked for probably the 6th time in the first half, and he was furious. Him and Nagy were getting at it. And then pans over to Nick Foles and Andy Dalton. Nick Foles is like, this offense ain't working. And Andy Dalton's like, nope. All 3 of your quarterbacks are mad at you because your game plan is trash.
Well, we were talking. We were
man.
talking in our little
Sorry,
group chat.
Nagy.
We were
I
talking in
was
our
for
group
you
chat
for the first
Listen,
3 years.
Andy Dalton, he's got a bruised
1 year
knee.
and then plus.
And then Justin Fields, he's got a bruised hand. We're talking bruises.
Bro, I know he's
bruises. Yeah,
He's
but we're
got way
talking
more
bruises.
bruises.
Yeah, we're talking bruises though. You know what I mean? Like these people are going out here playing with like a broken, non-throwing arm, and he's talking about a bruise.
So
and this man's
Baker
talking
had
about
a
a bruise.
dislocated shoulder, had to pop back in there in the commercial break, and goes back out.
Right, you're seeing people. You seen the one quarterback. I don't remember what game for college. His finger got dislocated.
Yeah, they
and
just
he pops it back in
and
throws
goes out
in.
there and throws.
Yeah, and this guy's like, "Oh, I got a bruised hand. I got a bruised knee. I can't go out there, Matt Nagy." Nah, bro, they just don't want to go.
You don't
want to
go behind that line.
Yeah, they don't want
Who
to go.
wants to?
Somebody's got to.
Bro, they were like, no, the real stat is that he had 2.75 seconds to throw. I'm like, A, that's not long, and B, that extra second and a half was him scrambling for his life. He extended the play by
Well,
that
dude,
much.
he had some airtime.
9 sacks.
He had some airtime. You know what I mean? When he was getting tackled, there was airtime. You know what I mean? That was the 0.05 seconds for sure.
Oh, man.
But dude,
is
there
bad.
was a guy,
It was
and he was
everything I
like,
thought it
"Hey,
would be.
Justin Fields is starting. You know, this thought he was mobile, this, that, and the other." And I was like, "Man, it's just 3 and outs over and over and over again." So he is mobile, man. We seen him
having
go
to
off
run
the
back
field,
to the
on the
side.
field, off the field, on the field. We seen it. We seen it.
Fields is figuring out really fast.
Your future is strong with that
And
one.
Tori, who do you got this week?
The Lions, Detroit.
And are you going to beat Detroit? Let's go into week 4
No.
here. Are you beating Detroit?
No, absolutely not.
You heard that, Lee? You heard that, Lee?
That's the
Hey.
confidence.
Yeah.
You know what? Right after you hang up in your trophy case the football that went through for 66 yards, because that's what the most tortured franchise has at the current moment. Go ahead and put that in, and put a W in there for you guys too after you beat the division Bears.
Because
I can
And
see
I'm going
that.
to put Matt Nagy's head in a case because he's going to be out of there.
bro,
Is that
rough.
in Chicago?
It won't matter.
No, because if it's in Chicago, bro, someone's running the field, bro.
It won't. Matter.
Chicago, you know.
It is in Chicago.
Yeah, dude, he's fired. He's fired, bro.
Justin Fields is figuring out real fast that if you don't have one of the top 4 college, top 4 programs in football, that you're not going to have a whole lot of
What
time.
he had
You're
in
not
Ohio
gonna have
State isn't exactly the
a
same
lot of
thing he has
open
in Chicago.
receivers. You're not going to have a running game, and you're not going to have top.
And it
quality.
sucks because I have Allen Robinson in a couple of leagues, and I was really hoping he would do something.
That's why he didn't want to be there.
I don't blame him now.
Yeah. That's why he didn't want to be there.
All right, let's move on to another one. So Tom Brady has spent this entire season to make sure that he breaks the passing yards in New England. I mean, again, whether that's true or not, again, if he's leading the team
Antonio
in rushing,
Brown.
there is no other
Antonio
option
Brown,
than to
get
throw.
COVID. Get COVID real quick. We're not even going to utilize you against the Ram. I'm going to throw for like at least 200, right? So
I'm
then
gonna
that
make
way,
it look good, but I don't want to get that record yet.
right? Hey, Gronk, act like they hurt you.
Yeah, and they're like,
Drop a couple.
Yeah.
and they're questioning if Gronk is going to play. Of course
In
he's
New
going to play.
England? Bro.
He's going to be the one that catches the ball to pass the record.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
Like,
Gronk spike
you
of
know,
all
Yeah.
time.
like
It's going
right
to be
in
like
front
a
of-
first down on their own 30, and he's going to smash that thing.
because you know that crowd is going to
69
be
yards, let's
ruckus.
do it.
I'm curious though. Do you guys think they boo?
They're
or
not booing
cheer?
him. They're not booing him.
No.
Bro, there's going to be so many Tom Brady jerseys. It's not like you heard all everyone burning Tom Brady's jerseys.
I would
or
boo
anything.
him.
I feel like
I would boo him.
didn't
I'd
the
boo him.
ad
I'd
already
boo him.
come out?
And I'm not saying that because I'm a Tom Brady. I'm just saying I would boo him, though.
I think
Yeah.
an ad already came out with Adele, like the Hello song, like welcoming Tom Brady.
Bro,
back.
I know
It's already been
exactly
out
what
there.
that's like because at my job, I'm like, hello. And there's no one there. There's no help nowhere. So I'm just like, I know exactly where you're going with this. I feel that right here, right here.
The difference is Tom Brady's going to have like
Everybody.
50,000
Yeah.
people.
He's gonna have a lot of people there.
Yeah, everyone's going to be there.
I'm
gonna
really
have
curious
Tampa
about
Bay
that.
number
That
12
one is
jersey there also.
an opening thing. I would like to see the introduction. I want to see the first time he steps on the field
Yeah, I mean,
and see what that crowd does.
legend.
Bro, they're going to be there early.
Legend there.
Dude, they're going to be there early. They gave that man nothing but championships. It's same thing like when Paul Pierce came back to the Garden. It's just the same thing.
Like, I just want to see how they act because
Boston
fans are
they're
a different
ruthless.
breed.
They're
They're
ruthless.
chippy.
But he did right by them, to them. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, it was all front office.
Yeah.
They understand. They know the deal.
I know one Boston fan that hates the man.
Who's that?
Miss Anne LaRue. She's part of the Facebook group. She
Shout her out again.
is anti. Anne LaRue.
Let's go.
Patriot diehard since I've known her, worked with her 15 years
Like
ago.
Tom Brady, who's that bum?
And she
Bum.
just
Washed.
trashes Brady every chance she
Go
gets.
blue. Go blue.
God.
No way.
I love it. She
Yeah.
trashes that man every chance she gets.
I love her already.
Like, she's awesome. When don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, when he was there, of course, you
Yeah.
love the man. But the minute he leaves, it's F you.
Perfect.
And that's the way I think it should be.
Yeah,
Right.
it sounds
You
like
ain't on my
as a
team?
Raider
You're not on my team.
You ain't on my team.
You're not on my
F you.
squad.
The guy won you 6 titles. Like,
Yeah.
go. Hey, I respect.
Why couldn't you win 7?
I respect you.
Trash.
I love it.
You should have
Trash.
retired
I
with
love it.
us.
Yeah, you should have retired with us. That's one thing I want to see. Is he going to retire? Going to go back one day?
Is he
One-day
going to retire
contract?
as a Patriot?
Yeah.
Because
What a
Mac Jones is there.
what a bum.
No, but is he going
No,
to do
he's
the
gonna
one-day
get, like,
contract kind of
one-day contract
thing?
and retire.
The one day.
To retire as a
One day
Patriot?
contract.
Like, do they take that back? Does
They
him
take
and
the
Bill
duo,
work things out?
Gronk and him, just go back, retire for one day.
Like, that's
One last
very-
touchdown.
Do they rename Foxborough Brady?
No.
I mean, it's only right.
Roger Kraft has too much pride.
I feel like he's going to get like a
Yeah.
Tom Brady Avenue.
I'm sure
He's
that-
gonna get a
they
shot.
have to have
there's
something.
there's already one up there.
Yeah, they're probably-
pretty sure he has like a
Who
sandwich.
do you guys
and
got winning this one?
Yeah.
The Bucks.
Oh, definitely.
Is it a question?
No, it's not a question.
No.
Is it a game?
No.
No.
I don't think so
No.
either. Like, as
Because
much
I
as
haven't seen anything from Josh McDaniels to actually show that he knows what to do.
As much as I'm
Anymore.
I'm
I'm a big McDaniels guy. Like I love
I'm
his
riding hard
creativity.
for Mac Jones, and he's really just like this.
He's going to have a easy secondary to try to pick apart. So we're going to see what he's made of. Hopefully
but he has not looked
score some
good.
points. Don't count out the New England defense, but
But that
who knows that defense better than Tom Brady?
Exactly.
Like,
That and also the entire Buccaneers know the deal.
right.
Like we're gonna do it for this
Dude, I'm pretty sure the Patriots know the deal.
guy. We're gonna let him get this
Yeah.
one because
It's going to be
everything
like
he's
the
done for us.
Jets give up, prevent, but no prevent.
Just allow the Raiders to
yeah.
win.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what a hell of a game it's going to be. It's history in the making and all the storylines, all the narratives. It's going to be terrific. All right, hold on. Let's punch on over to Rams in Arizona. Touch on that real quick. Who do you guys, let's just keep it even. Like, who do you guys got winning that one?
Rams.
So
Rams
you
are
got
going to go 4-0.
Yep, you got the Rams
Definitely.
going
You think
4-0. They're going to be playing the Fighting Cardinals, and the Cardinals are
Arizona Irish.
the Arizona Irish, and they're going to lose. And that sucks to say for an Irishman. It sucks to say for an Irishman. You know what I mean? But
Quarter Irish.
you know what I mean? I
feel three-quarters good about
I
this.
didn't even know we migrated that far to Arizona. I didn't even know that. But here we are, and the Rams take that.
Josh.
I don't think it's a question, even with all the hype you kind of come into the previous game. So it's one of them letdown type games, but because it's a division game,
There's an eerie air of letdown here.
right? Because
They
you
just beat the Bucs.
You're coming off the high of dominating the Bucks the way they did. Just looks
Is it a high
incredible.
because they expected to do it? You know what I mean?
But you beat the defending champs. Like it's,
Talking last year.
Question.
so
Bumps. This
Does-
our year.
Does Matt Stafford know what it looks like to overlook another team? Like, does he actually have that in him after being in Detroit
for so long?
Can
that
you
he's
just
like
look past a team? Like, I don't think he's ever known.
every week is a tough week whenever you're a Lions quarterback.
Hey, I remember losing to Arizona a lot. You know what I'm saying? So let's go out there and we got to get up for these guys.
Who knows your division better than teams in your division? You know that defense is kind of built to contain those mobile quarterbacks like the Russell Wilson, the Kyler Murray. So I just don't really see
the whole Rams.
much of a game.
The whole Rams offense changed because Goff is with that play action, needs the play action to be successful, and
Stafford has big arm no matter what.
Gunslinger, get off me, get off me.
And as much as Arizona's defense looks pretty good,
doesn't matter.
Rams offense looks better,
doesn't matter.
And
they got a run game even without the run game. There's actually a guy who I told him to be more involved. He makes funny little videos. His name's Brandon Thomas. He's a big Rams fan.
Shout out, baby.
Yeah, big Rams fan. And he's like, when Sony Michel went over there, I told you he was going to be a starter week 4. Henderson's kind of hurt. Sony Michel's going to look like he'll be a starter week 4. Here we are.
We'll see how long he's out. I don't know if he's going to be out.
Georgia Bulldog!
And they're going to utilize both.
Let's go!
Like, don't think that they're not going to utilize both those running backs because they do two different styles of running.
For sure. But I do see the Rams taking that.
I'm going to keep this one super simple and just say the Rams do it. Just looking at each team, looking at
the better team,
who they are. Yeah, I'll gladly be wrong. I'll be excitedly wrong on that.
Even Stumper wasn't confident because there was someone tried to do a bet and he said someone made an offer to make a bet. He said no, so instantly he's not confident.
It wasn't looking good against.
I always offer to make bets. Always offer to make bets.
All right, fellas. Any last words on NFL Week 3 recap or NFL Week 4 preview before we jump into college football?
One preview I have for Week 4 is if you're in any kind of pool or a suicide pool, which I am involved with, and I talk to Josh about it all the time, and I'm actually getting very super involved with. There's one where you can pick any team over and over again, and there's a couple suicide pools where you can only pick one team one time type deal.
Oh, yeah, I love those. Until you get eliminated, right. Until you're down to Week 17. I
got to pick the Jags.
I haven't picked them all year.
And the Bills right now are favored over the Texans, I believe, by 19 points.
17 and a half at least.
Yeah.
I saw that one 17 and a half. So that's
I was talking to Josh, and I'm like, what are the Bills going to be favored when they play the Jets? They put 35-0 on the Dolphins. The Bills, we caught the Bills off guard or whatever, and we beat the Bills for Week 1. We're not beating the Bills again. Josh Allen right now
looks serious. Now look incredible.
He's getting linked up with Emmanuel Sanders. Diggs hasn't gone out like we thought he was.
They're focusing on Diggs now, so it's opening things up.
Yeah, but they look good, and it looks like they're starting to get a little run game going on. But watch out for the Bills, man. The Bills right now, and then I believe there's another game who is it? Who's playing the Jets? Because it doesn't matter. Anybody who's playing the Jets, anybody who's playing the Jets, you take that anytime.
Hey, what did that T-shirt say?
What was it? Just endure the suffering.
Just endure the suffering. Jets, Jets.
The Jets have Tennessee.
The Titans without A.J. Brown. So Henry all day.
Derrick Henry is going to run through them
all day. So even if it's a low-scoring game because all I did was run the ball over and over again, it's still going to be 24-0.
Yeah. Zach Wilson's fearing for his life. He said it, not me.
Yeah, he's out here already talking about how he's
Sam Darnold's looking at him like, I know.
Bro, I was seeing the same ghost.
I was out there seeing ghosts. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Hey, one of the commentators said that the other day. They were like, man, that was like Darnold out there saying he was seeing ghosts. He was like, it must be a Jets thing. They're really seeing ghosts out there, man. But it's rough out there being a Jets fan. But Week 4, man. One thing about we're already starting with Thursday. You wanted to hit on it real quick. Number 1 and number 1. Lawrence Burrows.
Trevor Lawrence versus Joe Burrow. I mean, on paper, it's not a great game. It might be one that, unless you're looking at the 2 number 1 draft picks over the 2 most recent years,
it's just fantasy implications more than
anything.
Each
one is supposed to be a transcendent talent that might change the league.
Burrows is just on a better team,
or the other. I also believe Burrows is on the other team.
The Burrow Chase connection looks legit. Yeah. They do look legit.
Chase is 4 catches but 4 TDs.
Yeah.
Hey, I know where I can trust you.
Yeah. He's had a touchdown in every game. I mean, he looks legit. They look pretty decent.
I love that connection.
Yep, it's a solid.
Even if it's scarce, few and far between.
Yep.
You can always trust him in money time. Right now there's not much money time. for the Bengals.
Hey, batting 100 is never bad. You know what I mean? You're hitting every time. Every time.
It's like a Madden My Career wide receiver. And you just like the only time you catch it is you're just smashing the X button when you're in the end zone. Throw it to me now. But yeah, the only reason that you would watch that game, unless you're a fan of either of those, is just to see like how do these two battle head to head.
Right.
And
where's the competition level? Where's the competition level? If he goes out there and throws a touchdown, does Trevor Lawrence go out there and
there you go. Let's
try to?
Does Urban Meyer make it past this year?
Right.
Or is he already looking at USC?
Is he already taking calls?
No, he's done with coaching. He's going to go back to being.
I mean, he already said it's like
him and Tebow are going to go do SEC football.
Playing in the NFL is like playing against Alabama every week.
Every week, yeah.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's a moron, bro.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You bit off more than you can chew, so.
He did bite on more than he can chew, and he got the QB, he got the number 1 draft pick. So, I mean, I feel like he's going to be there for
I hope he does give it a couple years just to see if he can implement anything. I mean, it is a pretty rough team. They're worse than I expected them to be, but...
Yeah, he has a wideout. He has some wideouts. The line isn't that great. Defense, and then you just traded their corner.
Yeah.
So... I don't know. I don't know what the Jags are doing.
Nobody does.
Nobody knows what the Jags are doing.
But that's the whole point of Urban Meyer being there is he can put his fingerprint on it.
He's doing that. He's doing that.
You know, he can build it in either if he wants to go more defense, if he wants to go more offensive line to get his guy more protection. But that's the thing. That's why you can't only be there for 2 years because you can't do it in 2 years.
Right.
And so he needs to stick around. Otherwise, it's like, why did you even do this for?
Yeah,
like, just be an analyst and
see what you can do. Like I said, give it time. Don't do the Nick Saban.
Otherwise, just like wait till Sean Payton retires and just take the Saints or something like that. All right, gentlemen, college football. Josh,
some pretty big games this weekend. I think the game that I was most surprised about, but I think I'm in the minority there. We'll say it that way. The Arkansas Texas A&M. I thought Texas A&M were going to pull this out. Going into this game, I really thought Texas A&M was a better team, simply because Arkansas has come out of nowhere. I mean, they were a 2-win team.
Well, so they had a new coach. They had a new coach come over, and he's just basically
a guy no one's ever heard of. He was an offensive line coach.
Yeah, and they said that he used the portal well. He got a lot of seniors, and he made that team
2 wins last year, and now
their quarterback went down.
And they're looking incredible. Like I said, they beat a Texas A&M team that was
Texas
ranked.
A&M, their quarterback went down before the game even happened. But I had Arkansas winning that game, and they did win. So
good call.
We all can't be right, Josh.
Level the playing field with 2 injured quarterbacks. If they're out, then it's a coin flip.
And then with the team we talked about on every podcast, it seems like is Notre Dame, who
they're going to get their first L, man, and it's finally as an Irishman.
But they finally beat a ranked team at the time. They were
ranked.
They
ranked? You know what I mean?
And now they're not, obviously,
no longer.
Yeah.
You know, is ranked.
I was really rooting hard for Wisconsin too.
Coastal Carolina,
of course they.
Coastal Carolina.
I was really rooting for Wisconsin. I needed Wisconsin to win just for the Big Ten.
I actually thought Wisconsin had a chance to beat Notre Dame. I thought it was going to be close, and then the fourth quarter happened, and they scored like 20 or 31 points in the fourth quarter and threw like 2 pick sixes, and they just gave the game away. But Notre Dame could definitely lose to Cincinnati.
They certainly could. I'm not saying betting on it, but I'm pulling for the Bearcats to win that one.
I believe it can happen for sure, 100%.
I'm losing when it happens.
You got a junior, senior, experienced quarterback with Cincinnati. They have the weapons. They have an offense. They can pull that upset, man. And it's going to be a good game.
Test for that. Yeah,
it's going to be a good game.
Are we there or are we not?
This is the test for both of them to see if Notre Dame is legit. I mean, because they've got a lot of grief because they're barely winning the games past this Wisconsin one. So this is a big test for them, and then also for Cincinnati to see if Cincinnati is a real team.
They did the same thing last year when they played Ohio State, and they just got big brothered, man.
So this is really a test for both these teams to see where they both are. It should be a good game. I hope it's a good game. On the docket for this, I mean, we got quite a few good games.
Yeah, so you were speaking of Arkansas, and they're playing
Georgia, baby. Go Dogs.
Yeah.
Go Dogs.
They got Georgia.
I think
both 4-0 teams, and they got Georgia like favored. But don't sleep on Arkansas, man. Don't sleep on Arkansas. I think Georgia's going to pull it out, though.
I think Georgia will win. They should win, but this is a big test for Georgia for sure.
I just never trust our offense on any given.
They are coming off of a 62-0 win over Vandy.
They didn't score 69. They didn't score 69 like my Canes did.
Hey, good win.
Who was that again?
This is where you're going.
It was either Coastal or Central Connecticut, or it could have been Cincinnati.
CCSU?
It's hard to say.
Who knows what that even stands for? But CCSU?
You know what it stands for? It stands for 0. Because that's how many points they scored on us. So the boys are back.
At least Vanderbilt is a team people have heard of. I mean, yes, they're a baseball
it's a
school.
staple program.
They're a baseball school, but still, I mean, 62-0 is impressive.
It's not 69. That's what I know. It's not 69, and they look a little touchdown
right
short.
Right now, Georgia doesn't know losses either, but y'all know about that.
You know what I mean? Who they played? Clemson, who lost? Ain't nobody.
Love that.
I've known from too many NCAA Road to Glories, you never overlook Arkansas. It, like, ranked, unranked, it doesn't matter. They're going to pick you off in the end zone and return it for 6, and you're going to lose. But I certainly have Georgia winning this one.
Yeah, I think Georgia should win.
And I called this out earlier in the year. Don't sleep on Ole Miss, and they're throwing.
Playing Bama.
They're playing Bama. They're playing Bama.
Man, if only Florida had beaten Bama. Oh, they were right there.
They should have.
Like, Georgia's going to the top.
It would have made
number 1.
It would have made college football that much better. Oh. But don't sleep on Ole Miss. And I'm not saying Alabama can't go out here and just walk through them.
Oh, right. Alabama could easily beat it by 35, and no one would even say anything. Right. It'd be like, oh, yep, that's Alabama.
Ole Miss is going to go out there. They're going to go 5 wide.
So is Lane
quick
Kiffin,
huddle?
They're going to put it on that defense. They're going to make them. They're going to make them play.
Yeah.
Is Lane Kiffin? The question is Lane Kiffin going to be the first?
Yeah. What was it? 23-0, 21-0, or something?
The first coach under Saban to be able to beat him?
Probably not. But. It's a story. It's a story, man. It's a story.
That's going to be Kirby Smart this year, baby.
Kirby. I hope someone knocks that O out, man. I'm so tired of it, man.
Yeah, I mean,
what did y'all learn from this, man? Absolutely nothing.
I'm not even tired of it because I'm just one of those. It's like, hey, man, if you're making history, like, don't ever stop because
stop immediately
unless you play Georgia and Kirby Smart. Let's get that done.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So definitely some exciting games. Like I said, I mean, they're not big names, but on a Friday night game, you have a Maryland who's undefeated right now going against Iowa.
Undefeated Maryland, 4-0 and 4-0.
Right?
It's 4-0. Iowa at 5. Don't sleep on a little.
Iowa's the 5th ranked team as a Friday night. Those games are always
Friday night upset special, man. Friday night
I'm wary of Iowa,
and you got Utah State.
It just feels weird seeing them.
It's
at 5.
in Maryland.
Utah State and BYU right after 9 o'clock.
BYU ranked 13.
Yep, undefeated right now.
I was born in Iowa. I grew up just like watching black and yellow. And
I'm saying they got great colors. They got great colors, man.
Man.
No one's better at bringing it back.
Yeah.
It feels odd, just out of place seeing them so high in the rankings. So that's why I'm wary of this particular game.
This is that game where you kind of
you just know it's.
Could this be that look-ahead game? I'm trying to see who they got next week. Because Penn State next week. So,
right.
So this is that look-ahead game where you overlook a Maryland.
That's just really bad setup.
You overlook a Maryland.
Or is it really good setup because you get an extra day of rest?
Maybe they just put up 69 on them like them Canes, and it's just a tune-up.
No, it's not going to happen. Iowa's not putting up 40.
It's a Big Ten still. I mean, Big Ten doesn't really score too much.
But then again, I got to think, like, does Michigan lose to Wisconsin now?
That's listen, Michigan struggled against Rutgers, but it was an undefeated Rutgers. I'm not going to say the Rutgers are a bad team.
They're the Scarlet Knights.
Rutgers play Ohio State. Could Rutgers?
So Rutgers going to come out and beat Ohio State.
Right. You got Ohio State players quitting on the field.
Walking out in the middle of a game. Just taking their gloves off, throwing it in the stands.
I think his last name was Pope.
I quit.
And he needed all the Lord that he could get because he was out of there. He wasn't having it.
So again,
as a Michigan fan, that's got to be.
This is another reason why I wanted
Wisconsin
your
wallet
to win.
ready. You're going to get them Ohio State fans this year. Who knows?
Harbaugh's going to get that.
Dude, I'm going to hype it up. I'm going to hype it up. I'm going to hype it up all year.
I'm glad
that
y'all are hyping it up because I'm not.
He's about to secure the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Again, this is why I wanted Wisconsin to win that game against Notre Dame because now we play them, but they're unranked.
Right.
Such a bigger game for us if they are ranked. We beat a ranked opponent.
Y'all might still have to, I don't know what y'all schedule looks like, but
we still got Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. You're still going to have Michigan State.
We got
Ohio
ranked opponents
State,
still.
There's still
But again, these are the games that we need.
There's some talent in Big Ten right now, and you can't sleep on it. So at the end of the day,
and they're 14 right now. So
yeah.
they could end up seeing Iowa in the Big Ten championship.
Big Ten is the ACC right now because we're in the world of hurt. We're so bad.
There's plenty of room for Michigan to move up as long as they take care of business.
Can only
tough
hope.
path.
Keep winning.
It's bright.
Yeah,
there's some big games coming in.
Looks
a lot
good.
of opportunity.
Don't sleep on Penn State though. Penn State looks pretty good over there. And we'll see what Iowa's doing. Bro, what if Maryland upsets Iowa? Oh man,
I hope not. Again, my whole entire family's from Iowa. You know, got that little bit of Iowa love because of that. I mean, it's still
Waterloo, Mason City. Let's go.
Still a Big Ten thing for me. So they're still beneath the blue. We're the cream of the crop.
Right. You heard that, guys. They're black and yellow fans too. You heard it. It wasn't me. They were just born that way.
So, another exciting week for both sides in NCAA.
For sure, man. We're getting to the division games in college.
Yes,
we're getting to the division games. All the little.
Now you're trying to get to the meat of the schedule.
Yeah,
where you got to play everybody that you're really starting to line up.
We're not playing the Central Connecticut's no more.
We're not playing the CCSU.
And hold up, boys. We're a week away from NBA training camp.
Hey! I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
We're getting to the real sports thick of it right now. Yeah. These are the weeks that
there's
matter.
like 3 players not even showing up. There's like 3 players not showing up.
Speaking of the NBA tour, let me ask you a question about this.
What do we got?
With the unvaccinated players that we have here, you got Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
And if they're saying if he doesn't get vaccinated, he can't play in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You got...
He wasn't going to play there anyway.
Thank you.
You got... LeBron said... I mean, not LeBron. KD said he's playing because they're about to ship him out. And he said he ain't having it. I don't want no Simmons. I want to keep my boy here.
Oh, yeah. He wants Kyrie,
But you ain't going to have
keep him there. It's just Kyrie was going to miss those games
anyway. He was going to have his mental health day.
Yeah,
we all know that.
So he probably would have had a knee issue, a shoulder issue.
I felt a lot better after I had mine.
Flat Earth issue.
You know what I mean? I had a little Kyrie Irving day. It was good. I enjoyed it. So I could see where he was coming from.
Home's nice.
Dude, home is nice.
You have Wiggins, who's also unvaccinated, saying he's not going to do it. In Golden State, they said you're not going to be able to play
California.
over there.
Yeah, they said no.
I believe it's Bradley Beal, also unvaccinated.
Did Bradley say it too?
He's not going to be able to play, and there's one more player, but I can't remember who it is.
Going, huh?
I know Ben Simmons isn't showing up in Philadelphia.
Ben Simmons not showing up over here. Like, they're trying to figure out a trade package for him.
Anywhere but Philly. So Sacramento looks nice over there for him.
Golden State, pull the trigger.
No,
listen, give him Wiggins.
That might be the best offer on the which isn't about. He's 20 points a game.
No, listen. As far as I'm concerned,
if he's going to Philly now, you're talking about a playoff team, anyways.
I'm saying give up Draymond Green.
Something to play. Whoa.
Bring over Simmons and get rid of Draymond Green.
Yeah, he's old.
You don't need him to shoot. You just need defense.
Washed up.
He's a young version of a.
I actually oddly like that.
He's a young version of a Draymond Green. May not be as getting.
He's not as mentally tough,
right?
But he's going to get you 10 assists, which
Draymond
play
defense.
He's going to get you 10 rebounds, which Draymond
right. He'll play your defense.
He finished second in defensive player of the year. So Josh, to your point, there's the defense, and he's not going to shoot threes. Ergo, Draymond.
You don't want him to shoot. You ain't got to worry about shooting.
Right.
Give up him and one of your young draft picks you just got and. Both sides.
Call it a day.
Give up Wiseman.
It don't matter. None of them are going to play anyway, right?
That's not bad.
You know, I mean, see what you can do there. Pull that trigger.
LeBron came out there and was like, I'm not trying to lead a charge, but I'm vaccinated.
Right.
And I'm just sitting here like, come on, man.
Of course, I had to do what's best for me and my family. Listen,
the last person.
So you're about to see Miami Heat LeBron back. That number 6. That changes it. He just rolled back time 8 years.
Oh, Lord.
Let's go.
Did he do that?
Yeah, he's number 6 again.
Oh, he's number 6 again.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's gonna help.
Yeah, that's gonna make a difference.
He looks younger already.
I was gonna get hurt in 6 days. So 3 days.
Yeah.
No, he wore number 6 for how many titles he's gonna win. No, I'm not. I can't even. Oh man, no, that was a nice, good little Facebook rebuttal. He was like, 6, because how many finals losses, and the snapback right there was not for how many titles he's gonna finish his career with, and I just died. I died at both of them. That was just great back and forth. Right there.
Love it.
Now, I mean, it's really hard to say because, again, then you're talking playoff games with Kyrie. Like, normally I would be like, 42 games, if he's trying to stay healthy, he'll come back late in the season.
But how many of those, even out of that,
you can't play at home.
But even out of those games,
Dude,
how many arenas
now,
is he going to that you have to be vaccinated to play in those arenas?
But see, the mental toughness right
You're
now.
You're thinking 3/4 of the
last thing this man needed was any other reason to do anything.
Right.
Like, he just like can't.
His head's already not in the game.
Right. He's just.
That's why I thought
I don't know.
I think because then he's guaranteed to be healthy.
I don't know, man.
If you can't go to,
I'm not really going to discuss Kyrie too much. If that's we already went down that road with him.
Like 90% of the league.
He could ball. He could ball when he's on the court. When he's not on the court, he does it a lot. When he's not on the court,
because just like the NFL this year, the NBA is like, look, you have a whole roster. Like, hey, you know what? We're done with this. We gave you 1 year. And, we'll move some games around. We'll figure this thing out. Now it's like, just put in another guy. Sorry, that's on you. That's not on the league anymore.
Well, not only that, we're going to have fans. So, like, we're going to have fans. So it's like,
I can't
fans are there. Like, you have to have some kind of cautious prevention. You can't, you're going to wear, like, can they make some kind of mask for them while they play? I don't know.
I can't wait for the very first Russell Westbrook tomahawk dunk in LA. That place is going to erupt. Being an LA boy, born and raised, played for UCLA.
It's gonna erupt. Like,
it's gonna be an amazing.
Can he still get up
for Ruds? Yeah, he can still get 43 triple doubles just like last year.
That's what I'm saying. Can he dunk though?
I don't know if he's gonna do that same thing though.
No, he won't.
Like, he's not gonna be doing
like
that.
Calm that down.
Yeah, like you have more players around you now. You don't have to try to do that anymore. Calm down.
You need your knees later in the season.
I need my 9 assists too, bro.
The COVID part is hard because Brooklyn's the favorite. LA's the favorite. LA's vaccinated though, but Kyrie.
Right.
And then Harden, had injuries and whatnot. KD, dude, they put so many miles on KD in that playoff series. Is he going to be able to run it back fully healthy?
Listen, you do a Clippers type thing. You load management. You
don't think talking Clippers, John.
I think it was a good little
Devin Parsons and bring my team into
Paul George MVP.
What are you talking about?
Kawhi's not going to be in.
We haven't even talked about my NBA teams yet.
We'll talk about all of them later.
You know what Paul George is about to do? Increase that trade value. You know what I mean? I just dropped 27, 8, and 8 the whole season. Kawhi's coming back, and they're going to ship him out and bring in Bradley Beal so fast. Damian Lillard, so fast.
So, last week, Joseph, Devin, and myself, we made some Super Bowl predictions there, Mr. Parson, or Mr. Drager, I'm sorry.
Yes, y'all did.
I got a feeling I know yours.
I don't even know mine.
I'm very surprised by that. So, the way we did it is we picked an NFC and an AFC, and then we picked a surprise team from AFC, NFC.
And a surprise team.
And it was all off the cusp. We didn't talk about this beforehand. It was like
I know, thanks.
Oh, no. Even whenever we did it, I'm saying it was off the cusp of like we talked about we need to make the prediction, but none of us ever said a team. And then it was like, okay, let's do it now. So I thought for sure, right off rip, you'd go with your second team.
Yeah, the Bucs.
Your love affair.
Tom Brady.
All right, well, it's so hard to win multiple Super Bowls in a row. It's so hard to get back to the Super Bowl multiple times. So I feel like I can't say Buccaneers and Chiefs.
Well, it's funny because we all picked the Chiefs.
And I'm having a hard time not picking them.
But that was also before they just had this latest blunder of a game and lost again. But still, I still stand by it. I think the Chiefs are going to get this figured out.
I put my money on it. I think the Chiefs are going to be there.
Again, I think there's actually, I don't think there's so many more contenders in the AFC, but I feel like there's so many, we would say, dark horses. I just feel like there's teams that you can't overlook that could give them problems, especially we've seen the first 3 games of the season. Teams can give KC problems. And if you look at the Bills, what did they do? Racked up on the defensive line. What did Oakland do? They got Leatherwood, and that says enough.
That's all you need.
But all the contenders that are going to be going against the Chiefs, basically during the draft and the offseason, they just racked up the defensive line.
The Chiefs also improved their offensive line.
Yeah, so one of them's going to break. One of them's going to bend just enough. Again, I don't want to overlook the Ravens. I don't want to overlook the Browns. I don't want to. That was the other team that loaded up defensive line. I just feel like there's so many that could give Kansas City problems. But even in saying this, I'm like, again, I'll happily be wrong. I'm just going to say the Chiefs. I could certainly see any of those teams I named. Steelers, Browns, Bills. It's just so deep over there.
A surprise team?
A surprise team. Is it a surprise to say the Bills? I feel like it's cop-out. I'm going to take that back. I just can't say Ravens. Like, I want to because that was my pick last year. There's something over there, I think. Surprise team. If we're talking about a true surprise team, I'm going to say Ravens.
Okay.
I'm going to say Ravens.
So the AFC, you got Ravens and Chiefs.
I mean, if I was going to put them in a tier, it'd be Chiefs, Bills, Ravens.
Right.
But
like
say
Bills
Ravens.
were one of them contenders. Like, that's a legit
Correct.
contender.
Correct. I don't feel like it's a surprise to say them. And then, I mean, of course, you got it. This is hard. I appreciate everyone listening. I appreciate and watching. I appreciate you guys' patience with this. I just want to be
love putting
correct.
you on the spot.
You know what I mean? Like last year, I was Bucks.
See, I hated ours.
I said Lakers, champions, boom.
I hated ours because
that was nuts.
we all agreed, and I didn't want to agree, but I couldn't help but agree. And it was all
You guys went Rams, didn't you?
all three of us went Rams.
Went Rams.
And that was even before this Bucks game.
Here's
we
the
were
deal.
saying Rams.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to say Buccaneers.
And I think actually Devin and Joe, did you pick the Bucks in that
Going
game?
against
The first
everything
one?
I just said, but
The
again,
playoffs?
No,
Okay.
no.
So Joe was saying that he had the Bucks winning this one and then losing in the championship game.
I have it the other way.
I had them winning both. I had Rams winning both times.
I have the Rams winning.
So
both
you're going through your
Again, I just don't like
second team.
What are the odds?
Buccaneers now just put the whole picture of the Rams team right on their bulletin.
Yeah, but what?
It's
But
like this is who we have to beat on this side, and then they got the Chiefs over there. We're going to probably meet them again.
But what are the chances that last year Tampa won in Tampa,
And this time the Rams win in LA?
then the Rams win in LA?
Right.
And it hasn't happened in 52, 53 years, or whatever.
We've never had a Super Bowl in the hometown, and
Right.
now you'll have
And
two
just
of them back to back.
I don't know. It's like odds are stacked against you right now. But then
That's what I said to start. It's like it's just
who's
it
the last
doesn't
quarterback?
ever happen.
Who's the last quarterback to win back to back?
How am I
Tom
gonna say
Brady.
that? It's not going
This
So
interesting storylines.
you're going with the Yucks.
Yep, with the Yucks.
And
Who's your sleeper NFC team?
what's your surprise NFC?
Green Bay.
I can see that. Aaron Rodgers, if he stays hot,
Aaron
that's what
Rodgers,
he's doing.
he's. I mean, look at the last few championship games. Rodgers.
He's there.
He's due to win one now.
He's just got to fight the Vikings.
Brent's due, and
He's just got to
"I'm
fight
gonna
the
pay you
Vikings.
this time.
Yeah, he's just got to fight the Vikings because it's not the Bears or the Lions.
Even
Vikings.
the Vikings just had
Come
a big
on,
win.
man. Come
Vikings
on,
just
man.
had a big win.
Don't sleep on the Vikings over beating Cleveland. They play Cleveland this week.
Hey, if we're looking at the Vikings at 1-2, and we're saying don't sleep on them, then you can't sleep on the Bears, who are also
What?
1-2.
The
You know what I'm
Vikings-
saying?
The Chiefs are 1-2.
The Vikings,
We're not sleeping on them.
the Vikings should have beat the Seahawks if it wasn't for their idiot kicker.
Right. Horrible.
And then
Special teams.
get
Get Justin Tucker.
who was it they lost to? It wasn't the Seahawks? They just beat the Seahawks, didn't they?
Yeah, they just beat Seahawks.
I can't remember who it was the week 2 they lost to.
Titans.
Titans. So they should have beat the Titans if it wasn't for their kicker, but you can't put it in the kicker's hands, blah, 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 whatever you want to say in there.
Unless you're Justin Tucker.
And then, unless it's a
Always
6-yard field goal, and then
Yeah.
you just don't even care.
Your
Although he
kicker's
did
not
miss
too-
that field goal in the game for the first time, and who knows how long.
Yeah.
2 kickers actually missed their field goals forever.
Boswell missed the field goal too. He hasn't missed a field goal in under 50 yards for ever. And
Like,
he
it
missed.
was just, it
trash.
was some kickers had some bad games, but good games. So
If I'm looking at the Vikings and I look at their entire squad, I really like what I see.
Dude, they won that game without Dalvin Cook.
Exactly.
Madison looked
exactly.
incredible.
I really like him, but if I'm looking at over the courses of a 17-game season, this is, me and Joe went back and forth on this, is like I just don't see them winning more than 9 games. And that's just how I feel. I just feel like they're just going to match, like other teams are going to match up in 1 or 2 aspects better than what they got. But as a whole, I really do like the Vikings collectively. I feel the same way about the 49ers. I feel like they're going to have a better O&D line than most teams that they play.
Right.
I do not trust at all any quarterback that they have over there. And I just feel like they're just going to keep pounding the ball and they're just going to break down on both sides of the line.
I told both
Even
my
though I like
brothers,
what they have.
both my brothers, I was
Rodgers
like,
should go over there and change
they
it.
need to start Lance. Jimmy G's not doing it. He doesn't sell you. Oh, the second half he did look pretty decent. But I just feel like he's not exciting. Like you
That
need
long ball
something
isn't
there.
there, man. Even the long ball, like a couple years ago when he tried to throw the long ball and he just missed
there.
it.
I think
Wasn't
Trey Lance
there.
just brings
Yeah.
something else that they don't have. They need that extra dynamic,
gotta
and
see him
that Trey
throw.
Lance can be.
I got to see him throw.
Right.
He's got some wheels. They bring him in. He's got some
They
wheels.
do little packages for
He's
him.
a
and
good short pass. They did a
I
couple
want to
short
see.
passes.
I know he has a big arm.
I have to see.
I just don't know how accurate that big arm is.
I would
right.
much rather have Kirk Cousins on the 49ers than the Vikings, and then we'd have something to talk about.
Right.
Then we'd really have something
That'd
to
be
talk about with the
interesting.
49ers. But we don't know what we have with Trey Lance, and I just don't trust Jimmy.
I completely understand that.
I never trusted
So-
Jimmy.
And that's just where I'm at. And so those are my picks. Those are my Super
right.
Bowl picks.
I mean, they're completely wrong, but we feel you.
I mean, so far I'm pretty good when it comes to the Super Bowl.
You're gonna pick on one of the two.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like
50-50.
Again, maybe it'll be like the NBA last year, and it's like, holy crap, look at Carolina in there. Who do you got, Carolina or like New England? Wow. Yeah. No, it'll be nuts. It'll be nuts. There's a big Super Bowl bet that New England's going to be in the Super Bowl. I'm like, come on.
That's foolish.
That's why it's a big bet.
But again, foolish. All right, like we said before, it's like, is there a greater storyline in the NFL than Tampa Bay versus New England? No.
So we're going to find out.
You're going to see it right now. I don't think you need to see it again. I don't think you're going to see it again.
Yeah.
So I think that's...
It's going to be highly televised.
Yeah. I think this is highly
televised. You're going to see...
This is probably going to be the most highly televised, like, regular season game.
Trash
prime
game.
time
Mega
game.
coverage for a 40-17 smash.
Yes.
If you give New England 17, it's like a defensive touchdown somewhere in there.
Real quick story to send us off. Every now and then because I feel like this might be one of those moments, and it just happens to deal with New England. So 2008, I want to say it was 2008. My dad was in Green Bay. Again, we're from the Iowa area. We have family in Wisconsin as well, so it's either Vikings or Packers over there. And I sneak in as the third place Bears team every single year. It's fun for me. My dad went to see Green Bay versus New England, and
Great
Brett
matchup.
Favre was there. And he was like, look, man, like it's both midseason form. Like, here we go. We're gearing up for another playoffs. Let's do this. Brett Favre got hurt, but in comes Aaron Rodgers. And he's like, hey, I really like this guy. And I was a guy that was like, hey, Favre, you need to go because Aaron Rodgers is the guy.
That's the future.
I was hard on that all 2008. Aaron Rodgers comes in and gets hurt. And so they roll on whoever's the third string guy. My dad, and again, it was like a December game. And so he's in Wisconsin.
Bro, I remember that game.
Quarterback. It was like 53-7.
I remember that game, dude.
And it was just an annihilation. And Brady threw like 4 TDs, and my dad just sitting there freezing his entire body, and he's pissed the whole time. Yeah. Let's think about that.
Head steaming.
Yeah, whenever I think of like worst games, I'm like, oh, it has to be up there.
Yeah,
that is a stadium that I would absolutely love to go to in one of those frozen tundra type games, snowing.
I want to go to Soldier Field
and just
so bad
freeze my butt off. Yeah. But to be a part of that would
just
be epic.
Just scream at Matt Nagy.
Yeah. This would be epic to be able to do that. Like that's one of them things that
This might be the last week you get to do that.
I'm not all the way upset about that. I'm just like, hey.
I would be down to go see Lambeau as well. I would, for a stadium that hasn't did like all the revamping like these others, it's still like
it's still rocking like bleacher seating and everything like that. Like,
so your ass is stuck when you get up.
You got to bring seat warmer with you. Like,
I'm pretty sure immediate regret would happen, but I'd be down.
All right, you guys. Any last words for you before we send off this extra long podcast that I thoroughly enjoyed?
Just any given Sunday, man. We're out here. We're gonna do this chip challenge.
If the Chiefs' season so far has shown anything, any given Sunday,
and it's just
if last week showed anything,
I like where college and NFL are right now. I like where the sport is as
super exciting
right now. Whether or not there is some non-competitive teams out there. It's super competitive. You have no idea whether the Rams look dominant right now, but they're about to hit their division games too. And we really don't know. College, they're about to hit their divisional games. Tests are coming.
Really firing up. These next couple of weeks.
It's good. It's good.
It's gonna mean a lot.
I like where football's going. So any given Sunday, shirts and skins. Go Steelers. Go Rams. Go basketball. Man, I'm ready, man. Let's do it. Go Canes.
Bears. Go Lions this week. I'm almost there. I'm not there yet. I hate rooting against my team for any reason, but I'm almost with you, Lee.
Sad.
I'm almost there.
Sad.
Go Dogs. Go Georgia Bulldogs. Josh, send us off.
Let me start off by saying it's good having you here today, sir.
It's good to be
Glad you're making it back after missing the last week. But listen, 4-0 sounds great. Let's do it.
Division champs this week.
Monday Night Football. It's going to be a great freaking game.
It's going to be a shootout game. Yeah.
It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a lot of scoring, but it's going to be exciting. So let's go, Raider Nation. Stand up. 4-0.
Let's see if Derek Carr
MVP.
Can actually cement some MVP against Herbert, because Herbert just put it on KC.
Another 400 yards.
Game-winning drive.
Look out for Brian Edwards. Go Raiders.
Shirts and Skins podcast. We'll see you next time. Woo! Oh, man.
That wasn't too bad. That was an hour and 15.
Bro, I wrote all these notes like 3 days ago. Like, I was just like, oh, I just want to get on there with these boys.
It's like